What's good, people? It's Chi. And if you're doing outreach on Facebook, whether it's to agents, to wholesalers, to buyers, to sellers, to whoever you're doing outreach to, you want a way to manage all of the conversations that you're having in Facebook Messenger. And it can get overwhelming quite easily if you have hundreds of people in your messenger that you're conversing with on a daily basis to try and find deals, try to locate deals or do deals with folks, or JVing deals, whatever kind of deals you're doing in the real estate space. Facebook does not necessarily make it easy to communicate with them. It's not a CRM. The question is, how do you remedy that? How do you remedy it? You don't want to lose people in your chat, right? You know, you're doing all these DMs, you're DMing people, and you find out, oh, I lost this guy. He was looking at this property I had, or he had this awesome property that I was going to try and buy from him, and I can't find him anymore because he's somewhere lost in my messenger. Well, I have a system that is going to help solve those problems pretty easily. I've been using it for years, and now I'm going to present it to you all so that you can use it. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may be using it yourself, but it is an excellent source for trying to turn your Facebook Messenger more into a CRM like experience. It integrates with my REI reply system, so it's really great. So for me, being that it can integrate with REI reply is perfect. It's perfect. And the fact that you can use webhooks, which are sending information from one platform to the next. So you can send that information to Zapier or Pabbly or some other type of site, or directly to REI reply, or wherever you need to send it, that information can be pushed out. So while I'm using this extension in Google Chrome, you can also use it in some other Chromium-based browsers. So you have the ability to use it. If you're not a Chrome user like me, I think Chrome is the best browser personally, but if you're using something else, I think it can work there as well. But definitely for Chrome, it's working wonders for me, and I can show you exactly what I'm doing with it, and I'll get into that right now. So if you're on Facebook and having conversations with people, it's great, but as you can see in basic Facebook, there's only names. Now, say you reach out to somebody new, you're not going to remember their name, right? So how do you remedy this kind of thing? Like if you're in Facebook and you're chatting with folks, you're having these conversations, how do you manage the conversation? So that's where Genius Messenger comes into play, right? Genius, what it really is good at is organizing the people that you're speaking to. So here you'll see that I have these people labeled, right? So I can come in here, and I know this guy's a wholesaler, but if I needed to change it at any point, I could go in here and change it. I have all these different names that I can put, even assholes and idiots. That's people who are, I've run into a few of those people, so I have to have that there. But you can see I can manage my family members. I can manage friends. I know that person's a friend, so I can just do that there. So now things become more manageable because now I can see who these people are, right? I've put a label on the person, and it makes it much easier. There are also tags. So I know this guy is from Texas. Let's see, we're adding a tag. We're going to go to, I know he's also in Houston, Texas. Let's see if I have a tag for that. There we go, City Houston. I can add that. And I've had everything color coordinated. For whatever reason, I have Texas as yellow, and but you can put your tags as any color. How is this working? So this is the Genius extension, and as you can see, I have lots of Chrome extensions. It works in the Chrome browser, but I believe it works in several other browsers as well. So if you're running something other than Chrome, you should still be able to make it work, hopefully. I think anything that's based in Chromium. This is basically Genius's drop-down menu. And you can add labels, you can create labels here. I have labels for all sorts of things that I'm involved in, right? Or for all sorts of people who I've dealt with. I even have one for spammers when people send me stuff, or I can tag them as spam, or rather label them as spam. You can create your tags here, the different types of tags you want for different folks. You have webhooks if you want to connect this to, say, Zapier or some other external site that you need to use. Then you have broadcast, and what a broadcast is basically your text. Is basically like a text blast. So if you want to reach out to multiple people, you can do that as well. Now, there are limitations. Facebook has limitations to how many people you can randomly blast out to. Even people who are on your friends list, they're kind of leery because, you know, spam. So you have to be careful with that and do something gradual. You have to gradually, you know, I start off with like 20 a day, and then I might work it up if I've been doing it pretty regularly. So here what we have is we have the Genius. Basically, this is the Genius platform on my computer. So it has its own little section away from Facebook, because if you do everything from Facebook, then you're subject to the Facebook limitations. So I tend to move to Genius Messenger to find a lot of this stuff. So, you know, you can search for a friend here. If I'm searching for Mike, all the mics come up, right? So that's really good. So you can search friends by name. You can search by their label. So that's label wholesaler. One of the real cool things here in Genius is this section, this little thing right here. And unfortunately, I have this dot that I think is Grammarly. It puts that dot there. I also have Grammarly in my system, so it puts a dot. But this is actually the Genius logo right here. It's in where you type, right? So what that does is it helps you to, if people ask you the same questions, or you find yourself sending out the same messages over and over, like my buy criteria, what kind of properties I'm looking for. So I can go in here and I can basically shoot that out, and it will actually send my buy criteria real quick. And then I can just hit the send button here. But it basically populates this area with whatever information that you need to send out really quickly. So that is really awesome. You create all these different templates and send out messages really quickly that way. You can also set a notification. Say this person, I need to reach out back out to this person 3 days from now, where I can just set up a notification, and it will actually give you a notification on in your browser window, just like any other notification, and except it'll be tied to this app here. The other thing you can do is put people's contact information here. So this person gave me their contact information. I can put it in here if I wanted to, right? And lastly, you can put a note. So one of the most powerful things about this is that you can put notes with each of these conversations, right? So say this person here sent me a property, right? And I could say, okay, this person has a property, let's say, has property in Raleigh. Let's say that was the case, right? She actually did have a deal in Durham, so we'll say that, right? We'll add that to our note. Come back. You can go into Genius. So we come into the friends section of Genius Messenger, and then I can look for has a property in Durham. All right, so maybe I didn't write it that way. Let's see if I wrote it has property in Durham. Just Durham. Okay, I don't remember what I wrote in the note exactly, but it probably has to be more exact. But if I just put Durham, boom, she comes up, right? And I can go back and see, okay, what did I actually write there in the note? Has property in Durham. So it's not has a property. So you wanna make sure that you're typing it exactly as you wrote it, or just type a portion of it. So in Durham is enough for me. I do that. and it comes back up. So as you can see, this is really powerful in helping you to arrange and manage your messenger much more simply. So when we're getting properties coming in from different folks, we can just go to there and put a note in, and then we can search by the note. Makes it really, really powerful. You don't lose people that way. You can also delete the note once, if you find out that this is not a deal, I can just delete this, and okay, then it's not there anymore, so I don't search for her in Durham anymore. So as you can see, this is really powerful software. It really helps me to keep everything organized in Facebook. And I didn't even show you the portion of how it integrates with REI Reply. We'll do that in another video. But it also does that, so it can help you put all these leads that you have in Facebook and then connect it to your REI Reply in a pipeline, so that when you have someone who brings you a property in actual Genius or in Facebook, you can then move that in the pipeline into your pipelines in REI Reply seamlessly, and it works great. So I just want to give you all the opportunity to take a look at this. I'll give you an opportunity to try it out for 7 days and see if you like it, see if it's something that you want to integrate into your business. It's relatively inexpensive and it really works well. So check it out. You'll see a link in the description. As always, I hope this helped you. All right. Appreciate it.